the whisper. Hey everybody, it's the 8.6 Blackout. We have been covering this little stubby cartridge quite a bit lately, and we shot some pretty nice groups with it, and we like the recoil. It's not too brutal, but the bullet, 350 grain maker bullet, and the expansion on it makes people think it's a grappling hook. But we've never been able to hunt with it until this fall. Tate got out and he got an elk. Tell us about that.
So there was a farmer that had a bunch of elk on his property. It's a property that I lease, and we went down there. One of my guides needed elk meat because he didn't have a tag for himself personally this year. And I got an elk. Yeah, I got the elk, believe it or not, with the subsonic round from 160 yards.
160 yards. How high did you have to hold?
Not as much as I thought I was going to.
Really?
I only held about 8 inches high from where I wanted to hit. And I actually hit 2 inches from where I wanted to hit.
Nice.
So it only dropped about 6 inches. I zeroed the gun for 100 yards, which put it 5 inches high at 50.
Okay.
And then at 160, well, 200 yards, I did the math, and it should have been about a foot of drop. At 160 yards, it only had 6 inches of drop.
Nice. In case you missed my last video review of the Diamond Blade Victor, here's another shot. I really like this little pocket knife because it's spring-loaded, as you just saw, so it makes it pretty handy for one-handed operation. So you've got something in this hand, you need to pull that knife out. It's got a little clip on it, so it's always handy right there at the top of your pocket, and pop the button. There you go. Now, if you're a little bit worried about that spring-loaded blade popping out, there is a lock here on the side. Push the lock closed, and then you can push that button all you want, and it's not going to open. But when it does open, it reveals one of the sharpest, if not the sharpest, and stays sharpest steels in the world. Diamond blade, friction forged steel edge that has been proven to be staying sharp 10 times longer than the next best blade tested. And they tested a lot of blades. The Victor from Diamond Blade. So, and how much drop did the elk have?
She dropped real fast. I mean, so what happened is I'd actually shot high once. We snuck up on this herd of elk.
You shot over her?
I shot over one once, and they went up onto the mountain, and we went over and kind of cut them off because they went up and then back down and then started coming across. We cut them off, and I thought, well, I shot high at 200, and I just aimed right over the top of her back.
So now you're not going over her back.
So I'm not going to aim. I'm holding on hair, never air, right?
Yeah.
And then go up from there. That's what my dad always said.
Hold on hair, never air.
Hold on hair, never air, then go up from there. And I held just below the top of her back, and I shot. Good shot. And it smoked that cow, and she dropped very quickly, rolled down the bottom of the mountain.
I like smoked meat. Can I get some of that smoked cow?
Well, she's in Michigan now, sadly, but you could.
A Michigan cow.
But
you liked it, huh?
I was very impressed. I was honestly skeptical of how that bullet would work at closer ranges and that cartridge would work.
What sort of a wound channel did you give it? A lot of guys are concerned about that, but that grappling hook idea suggests to me it's going to be pretty substantial.
So when the cartridge came out, they were talking about rotational energy, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So I was like, I could see how if they had some way to put that rotational velocity into work, how that could be beneficial to a cartridge. And that bullet with the grappling hook style petals that peel off really does do that very well. And even at going probably 950 feet a second by the time it hit her, it put a fist-sized hole through her lung.
Wow.
Did
it penetrate all the way through?
Yep, it went all the way through, just below the bottom of the spine and an arc going down.
Oh, you were close to the spine. That's probably why she dropped.
And that's why she dropped so fast. Went down on an angle through the lung, through the top of one lung, through the center of another lung, and stopped in the offside shoulder.
Oh, it stopped in the offside shoulder.
Stopped in the offside shoulder.
You got the bullet?
I got the bullet.
Got it?
Not with me. Joseph took it from me, and I forgot I was doing a video today. I'll get pictures. I took pictures.
Oh, you put the pictures in here, because that would be good to see.
What ended up happening is the skives on this bullet performed beautifully. It opened up, it pedaled out beautifully, but because it went through so much bone, it went through a shoulder blade, it actually peeled those petals way back when I found it. So one of the petals was out, but the other two were very close to the bullet.
Oh, so they peeled all the way down to the shank of the bullet.
They peeled all the way back to the shank of the bullet, but they still almost doubled the diameter of that bullet.
Now, the one that was, you said, sticking out,
yep,
is it bent too from the rotational energy?
Yeah. So it almost looks like a broadhead getting spun through. So they really put the rotational energy to work well combined with that bullet,
Yeah.
it did a number on that elk.
Well, that's what we figured when we were doing the tests and seeing what these bullets look like and stuff and shooting through jugs and things. We figured it would perform about like that. Do you figure it's a pretty viable 200-yard option?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go further than 200 yards personally on any game, just because of how much it drops.
Yeah.
But out to 200 yards, I mean, I could almost aim dead at an elk and I'd have hit it.
Yeah, well, there you go.
And out to 200 yards, I can verify at least out to 160 yards that this is a very, very efficient cartridge, even for how slow it's going. I mean, 350 grains of anything hitting you real hard.
It's a mass thing. There's always been this argument about velocity versus mass in a bullet. And with mass in your bullet and lower velocity, you get your killing effect from the momentum of the bullet. As you said, you can make it work. And with that incredible expansion on that copper bullet, that's where you get your work. And then rotational enters. This is a 1 3-inch twist barrel, guys. It twists completely in just 3 inches of travel. So that thing is really cranking.
And that's a 12-inch barrel on there. So what I found to be really funny, Ron, is that I zeroed the subsonic rounds at 100 yards, and then I shot the supers.
Sonic bullets.
I wanted to see what the zero was for the supersonic bullets. They were dead on at 450.
Dead on at 450?
Dead on at 450.
With the same zero you already had set for this thing at 100.
100 yards, subsonic, dead on.
So we would have been really high at 100 and 200.
Yes, so basically I'm good out to 200 yards with the subs, and then I have to have a gap of 150 yards, and then I'm dead on at 450.
I get you. So you've got two loads with you. If you can't get them inside of 200 yards with this one, you wait until they're at 450 yards, and then you put in your sonic load.
Exactly.
That's a 185 grain bullet?
180 grain. I had a TTSX.
Okay.
Or a TSX, excuse me.
TSX. Well, you get some good expansion and pedals on that one as well.
You do.
Yeah.
What I found really good about this rifle is this would be an awesome little backpacking package.
Yeah.
So it's short, even with the suppressor on it. I would not necessarily call this rifle lightweight, though. I mean, we shot a 338 RPM today that would put the weight of this rifle to shame in the package that it's in.
Yeah, if that barrel was as short as this. I mean, this isn't bad for a compact little thing.
Not at all.
It keeps the weight all kind of right there in your hand.
It's a very stable weight, and honestly, if it was a longer rifle, it'd probably feel lighter. But what I really like about the rifle is that it has the folding stock. You know I like the folding stocks. So I can put that in my backpack very easily, very compact. It's extremely quiet.
Yeah.
So if I am a guide or even if I'm just backpacking, I don't necessarily just blow things out of the wilderness where I'm out hiking if I shoot at something.
Yeah.
And as I could see from what I did with that elk, it performed beautifully for such a light little package. And I have a scope on here from Gunner Optics.
That's a pretty small scope.
It's a pretty, but it matched the rifle really well, I thought.
Just a 2 to 8 or
1 to 8. So it's a 1 to 8 scope.
Wow.
They use German shot glass, which everybody uses German shot glass anymore, but
it's the good stuff.
They all have the recipe for it, but it performed beautifully. I've shot this rifle a lot with this scope, and I've had no problems with tracking. I've had no problems with it losing zero. And for the price of those scopes, I think that's a really great option.
Yeah. Oh, I kind of like that.
Yep.
Now, I like this. I've never seen this before. Whose rings are these?
These are proprietary to Gunner Optics right here.
Okay, so Gunner Optics supplied the rings and the base, the whole system?
And the rings and the base and everything.
Look at this, guys. They put on what you should torque your screws. We're always going, how tight do I make those? I don't want to strip them out. 20 inch-pounds, pretty obvious. And here, look what it says for the base, 30 inch-pounds. That's rather smart.
Oh, it's really smart of them. And honestly, the guy from the marketing department reached out to me, and there was no strings attached. He just said, hey, send this.
Try it out, huh?
Try this scope out. Tell me what you think of it.
So what do you think of it?
I really like the scope.
Yeah.
And it's going to stay on this rifle, and I can see myself using it.
It's a nice package.
On pigs, whitetail deer, anywhere like that. And my wife has an aversion to loud noises. And I took her out, and she was like freaking out. And she was like, I don't want to shoot it. It's so loud. It's so loud. And I shot this one. She was like, oh, I could shoot that one. So we're going down to Texas later this year, and I think that my wife is going to try and get it at whitetail with this gun.
Cool. Well, I'm going to be down there shooting stuff, and I was thinking of taking mine along for pigs.
I think it'd be great. If it performed that well at 160 yards, I can't imagine what it's going to do
at 100
on a whitetail at
50.
50 yards.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. So this is going to be your new all-time favorite elk hunting rifle. It's all you're going to use from here on out.
I don't know if I'd do that. So it worked on an elk. Would this be the one that I would be like, this is my Western hunting gun, I'll never use anything else? No. It just doesn't have the range, the velocity that I want to kill animals. It'll kill an elk out to 400 yards if you use the supersonic rounds.
How do you know that?
I should try it.
Good luck.
I would guess that it would kill an elk at that range.
Yeah, I would think so.
But it's not really made for a long-range gun. It's made for a quiet package that you can shoot subsonic. I would say it'd be a great nighttime gun. Great pig hunting gun.
Gun. Are you doing some illegal hunting now?
Pigs are not legal. They are legal to shoot at night. I should rephrase that.
Yes. Okay. Nocturnal pig hunting. I'm with you.
Would I hesitate to shoot a whitetail out of a stand with this when you're keeping your shots at 100 yards?
Well,
not at all.
That takes me right back to the lever action 30-30 and what it does. 35 Remington, 32 Special, all the old 30-30s. Back in the day, everybody walked around with open sights in the woods and you shot your stuff out to 150, maybe 200 yards. Great rifles for that. Same thing here. Except for you're more modern. I mean, old guys like me are going to prefer the lever action classic stuff. But young guys who are used to all these sort of accoutrements and things, you've got a pretty nice option here because your performance on the animal and your trajectories, I think, are going to be pretty comparable.
And I would say if you're a whitetail hunter and you're hunting in a place that you can shoot a doe a day and a buck, $3 a year or something like that, or even several bucks or several does in a day, and you want to be quiet and you want to kind of keep that noise profile down, this is a great option because I could easily see somebody shooting a deer with this, it being quiet enough that another deer is going to walk right past that stand 10 minutes later.
Or even stand there in the field.
And stand there in the field, Yeah,
quite often you'll go bang and shoot a deer and the rest of them will look around like...
They don't know what's going on.
If people aren't constantly shooting and scaring and getting alerted, they just really don't know what that big sudden bang noise was.
And in fact, with that elk herd, we shot it at once at 210 yards. I shot right over the top of its back. They didn't know what was going on. They didn't move off very far.
They just scream on.
Yeah, they just kind of moved off and we got in front of them, got another shot at them.
All right, sounds like a good option then. So, hey, if you guys are looking for something different, this little guy right here might be worth looking at. It's kind of like a new version of the 30-30 or the 35 Remington.
Yeah.
Obviously a real new looking rifle. These Q-Fix rifles are really something different. Check some of our other videos on these. We detailed a little bit more about how they're built and why they're built and what they do differently from traditional firearms. It is a bolt action. I mean, it looks like an AR or something really radical, but really it's just a bolt action. But they engineered it to function a little differently. You don't have much of a bolt throw on it. It's only a 30-degree lift. There's lots of cool stuff going on in there. And you can swap barrels on this too. So if you don't like the 8.6, put something else on. They got a lot of options. And length as well as chamberings. So, okay.
I think what I want to do with this rifle next is get a 12-inch 7mm 08 barrel.
Yeah. You've been chewed out for saying MM.
I've been saying MM.
He eats so many M&Ms that he's always saying MM.
But I want to and you guys can tell me if this is a good idea, but the next one I want to do is a 7mm 08 barrel on here. And I want to shoot 120s as fast as I can get them going.
Okay.
And then I want to get 195 grain burgers and try and go subsonic with a 7mm.
Oh, that'd be a fun project. We got to do that.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, guys. We're coming.
Tell us what you think.
Yep. Hunt honest and shoot straight.
I think it'd be great. If it performed that